Vitamin D, you're sleeping fine, eating okay, nothing screams wrong, yet energy crashes, mood grays, and motivation ghosts you. This is vitamin D deficiency showing up quietly. Not as broken bones, as timing errors. Vitamin D works like a permission slip for your brain and body. It tells systems when to turn on and when to shut off. When levels run low, sleep hormones miss time. Stress hormones linger. Inflammation hangs around longer than it should. Your brain feels it first. Focus slips. Mood flattens. Emotional resilience thins. You get sick more often and recovery drags. Muscles repair slower. Bones quietly lose density while calcium waits for instructions that never come. The problem is subtle. Modern life blocks the signal. Indoor days, winter light, sunscreen, latitude. Blood levels can look fine while brain signaling is already underpowered. Low levels have repeatedly been linked to higher rates of anxiety and depression, though scientists still argue over whether it's a cause, an effect, or both. Systems don't break, they drift out of sync, and by the time you feel the drag, the misalignment has been running quietly in the background for months. What looks like random mood swings or burnout is often just the moment your brain stops being able to quietly compensate. Vitamin C. Low levels show up before scurvy ever does. You bruise easier, small cuts take longer to close, your gums bleed when they shouldn't, every cold overstays its welcome. That's not bad luck, that's what a vitamin C deficiency looks like in real time. Vitamin C is constant maintenance. It keeps connective tissue tight, blood vessels flexible, and immune cells aggressive when they need to be. When levels drop, repairs get sloppy. Collagen fibers weaken, barriers thin, and inflammation hangs around instead of resolving. Vitamin C helps recycle neurotransmitters tied to alertness and stress control. When it runs low, fatigue shows up early. Focus fades faster. Stress hits harder than the situation deserves. Inside your blood, this stuff works double time as an antioxidant. It takes hits for your cells and lets white blood cells survive their own chemical warfare. Stress, illness, and poor sleep burn through vitamin C faster than intake can keep up. Protection doesn't switch off, the response slows. And by the time symptoms appear, your defenses have already been running exposed for longer than you realize. Vitamin B12. Your hands tingle. Your balance feels slightly off. You forget words you've used your whole life. Not big memory loss, just little blanks that shouldn't be there. You can fake confidence, but you can't fake energy molecules. B12 protects nerve wiring. It insulates nerves so signals move fast and clean. When levels drop, you're basically sending brain signals down frayed power lines. Messages still travel, but they leak. Reaction time slows. Sensations blur. Muscles hesitate. The brain burns more energy just to do basic thinking. Irritability rises and motivation dips. You feel mentally tired long before the day earns it, and because B12 helps red blood cells carry oxygen, your brain quietly runs underfueled at the same time. Deficiency builds slowly, years sometimes. Absorption drops with age, stress, gut issues, even normal diets. Vitamin B6. Ever feel emotional for no reason? Like your brain's pressing random buttons just to see what happens? That's what low B6 looks like, emotional roulette powered by chemistry. Your brain uses B6 to make neurotransmitters, serotonin for mood, dopamine for drive, GABA for calm. Without it, you get imbalance. Too much signal here, not enough there. 1 minute you're fine, the next, your mind's drafting a breakup text to reality. Below the surface, B6 helps clear excess homocysteine, a compound that builds up when metabolism gets lazy. Too much of it inflames blood vessels and irritates neurons. Long term, that stress adds up, the kind that makes you irritated and exhausted at the same time. Most people aren't dangerously deficient, just chronically low, right above lab normal, right below functional. So nothing shows up on tests. But your dreams get vivid, your patience shortens, and that simmering anxiety, it might not be personality, just chemistry forgetting to chill. Vitamin B9, folate. Your DNA doesn't copy itself neatly out of goodwill. It needs a cosigner, and that's folate. Folate keeps your cells copying clean. It helps DNA replicate without errors and clears homocysteine, a metabolic byproduct that irritates blood vessels and brain tissue. This process runs nonstop in the background. You never feel it working. You feel it when it doesn't. When folate availability drops, repair slows. Small errors accumulate. Neurons take longer to fix themselves. Blood flow becomes less efficient. The brain still functions, but it has to push harder to get the same output. That pressure shows up as mental drag. Thoughts don't stack smoothly. Planning feels heavier than it should. You're not confused. You're working overtime just to stay sharp. Low folate is linked to reduced dopamine and serotonin turnover. Motivation thins. Emotional resilience drops. Effort stops paying the same emotional return. The problem isn't blocked thinking, it's the rising cost of effort and how long your brain can afford to keep paying it. Vitamin B1, thiamine. When your brain runs low on B1, it's not subtle. You just start acting like someone erased a few background processes. Focus, coordination, memory, all stutter. You forget where you put your phone while holding your phone. Thiamine keeps energy moving. It helps turn glucose into usable fuel so your brain can fire on time instead of buffering. This process is constant. Every thought you have runs through it. When thiamine runs low, the brain doesn't shut down. It hesitates. Signals lag. Processing speed drops. Mental clarity fades in short bursts. The brain is awake, but momentum is gone. Emotion follows quickly. Irritability rises. Stress tolerance shrinks. Small problems feel bigger because your brain doesn't have spare energy to smooth them out. Physically, fatigue shows up and muscles feel weak faster than expected. Demand is the problem. High-carb diets, alcohol, stress, and illness burn through B1 faster than most people expect. As energy conversion slows, effort starts costing more than it should. Vitamin E. You don't notice vitamin E deficiency right away. It's more like invisible aging. Your nerves slow, your muscles misfire, and free radicals start chewing through your cell membranes like moths in an expensive sweater. Vitamin E protects cell walls. It keeps fats in your brain and nervous system from breaking down under stress. This protection runs silently every second, especially where oxygen use is high, like your brain. You notice the damage when that shield starts eroding. Cells become fragile. Nerve membranes lose stability. Signals still fire, but they degrade faster. You feel it as coordination issues, subtle weakness, slower reflexes. Your body feels less precise, like fine control got slightly dulled. The brain feels exposed. Oxidative stress rises, which quietly taxes attention and endurance. Fatigue shows up sooner. Recovery takes longer. Muscles tire faster than the workload deserves. Vision can blur under strain because retinal cells are especially vulnerable. Oxidative stress doesn't flip a switch. It accumulates. And once protective layers thin far enough, restoring stability takes more than simply adding back what was missing. Vitamin A. Your eyes forgot how to switch to low light mode. Every blink feels slightly less useful. Your night vision softens before you notice anything else. Dim rooms feel dimmer. Screens strain your eyes faster. Your skin dries out in ways lotion doesn't fix. Infections linger a little longer than they used to. That is classic vitamin A deficiency. This nutrient helps cells specialize. It tells tissues what they're supposed to be and how to maintain their role. In the eyes, it supports low-light vision. In the immune system, it helps cells recognize threats quickly instead of reacting late. When levels drop, responses still happen, but slower and less precisely. Your brain feels it indirectly. Immune stress rises. Inflammation sticks around. Mental energy gets diverted to background defense instead of focus and mood regulation. You feel more worn down by minor stressors. When cells stop getting clear instructions, systems keep running, but definition softens and clarity fades long before anything visibly breaks. Vitamin B2. You probably don't think about vitamin B2 unless you've seen your pee turn highlighter yellow after taking a multivitamin. That's riboflavin, literally lighting up your waist because your body can't store much of it. But when you run low, things get weird fast. Mental fatigue hits earlier than it should. Light feels harsher. Screens bother your eyes faster. Headaches show up without a clear cause. Cracks form at the corners of your mouth. Your tongue gets sore. You're functional, but drained in a way rest doesn't fully fix. Brain cells rely on B2 to move electrons cleanly during energy production and to recycle antioxidants that protect against oxidative stress. When B2 runs low, energy output drops and damage control weakens. Cells stay active, but they burn hotter and wear down faster. It's also crucial for converting B6 and niacin into their usable forms, so when riboflavin's low, every vitamin downstream becomes inefficient. Vitamin B3, niacin. Low on niacin, and the body starts looking haunted. Skin flushes without warning. Heat feels overwhelming. Digestion turns unpredictable. Mentally, something feels unstable. Confusion, irritability, thoughts that don't connect the way they should. You're awake, but awareness feels unreliable. This is vitamin B3 deficiency disrupting energy control. Niacin is raw material for NAD, the compound your cells use to turn food into usable power. B3 sits at the center of cellular metabolism. It helps convert fuel into ATP and supports DNA repair when cells are under stress. When levels drop, energy production falters and repair slows. Brain cells stay active, but they can't stabilize signals for long. Focus fragments, memory slips, emotional regulation weakens. You may feel agitated or detached because the brain doesn't have the fuel to keep signals coherent. Your gut reacts too, since digestion is both energy-hungry and sensitive to cellular stress. When the brain can't maintain energy at the core, perception slows and starts drifting. Deficiency is only part of the picture. In the brain, a few vitamins quietly do most of the work while others barely register. Next up, every vitamin your brain actually needs.